Hello, beautiful people. It's Cinderella. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video from GBN News. Let's check it out.
Gareth, what did I say that was racist? You just said that people like me are the ones that are racist. Please make it clear. What is it that was racist?
I tell you what we like to do on this channel is listen to other people and then try and absorb their points.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave now because I'm not going to let you speak on behalf of the whole entire channel because I've been doing. I'm going to. Don't worry about that.
Here's a question for you. Is the countryside racist? Well, the Wildlife and Countryside Link, a charity group which includes the RSPCA, WWF and National Trust, says the British countryside is a racist colonial white space. MPs in an all-party parliamentary group were told that the countryside has been influenced by racist colonial legacies, created an environment some fear is dominated by white people.
So think about it. It sounds very woke, just like that. But the more you think about it, maybe you've had experience of something like that. Joining us now is anti-racism activist Iman, who thinks the countryside could be racist, and farmer Gareth Wynne-Jones, who thinks it's not. So we ought to hear from you first, I suppose, the idea that it's this colonial white space that's not welcoming to anyone of a different hue.
OK, well, firstly, I don't fully subscribe to that. I think it's safe to say this whole entire country is a colonial space, so that's not fully accurate. Let's just be fair on that. But I have to admit, this comes down to the fact that this whole entire country has been proven to be racist or have issues with racial prejudice. So the countryside is not exempt from that. And what people fail to realise is that in these particularly these spaces that are particularly dominated by white people, it can end up being it can feel quite exclusive. The reason why is because these individuals share the same culture, same values, which includes food, language, music, etiquette, manners, hobbies, etc. So when someone new comes along, that's different. They can end up standing out like a sore thumb. They can end up not potentially fitting in. And then they also have to contend with the racial prejudice that kind of lies within that area. So there's that interesting dynamic of not necessarily fitting in because you're different, and then also racial prejudice that we have in this country.
But this mindset of I have different views or different opinion from you, therefore you are racist, or we have different cultural background, you will not understand where I'm coming from, therefore you are racist, or I see you have a different lifestyle from the one I know or from what I'm used to, therefore you are racist. Doesn't even cut it. What does that even mean? And the fact that you say the entire Britain is built on racism is not making sense. So who in particular is the racist and who in particular is not? Does racism or being racist know any skin color? Because none of this is making sense. How do people just sit and come up with things or some certain ideology and then term it to be racism? Make it make sense.
Have in this country.
But I wonder if that is feeding too much into it in the sense, as a northerner.
What do you mean?
Well, because as a northerner, you know, someone new moves into the village, or whatever, who's a southerner, for example, and it's very odd, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's any different to the. I can't imagine. I can't imagine anyone I know having an additional layer of prejudice, or you know, oh, it's a stranger.
Well,
in the
that's where you're wrong,
sir.
We all have prejudice. Prejudice comes in many forms. Racial prejudice. We can have prejudice based off of.
Doesn't mean we have to have it, though.
No. It's actually a part of our brains. It's actually called social categorizing. It's a part of our brain. Basically, it just means that we simplify everything around us, and so we put things into boxes, which means that we assume things.
But surely
it's actually a normal cognitive process of the brain. So when you talk about you don't know anyone that has extra layers, I do apologise, Anne, but we do have extra layers of prejudice. We have our own prejudice, and we have prejudice in other areas such as
the
race,
issue here,
gender, etc.
The real issue here is whether, because this is what came up at this all-party parliamentary committee, the issue is how lovely little villages that we think of as beautiful English villages, or, you know, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, anywhere. The quintessentially British sort of village life is... The idea is that it is so white, and historically so as well, that it's not welcoming to anyone of a different skin colour or whatever. Let's go to Gareth. Where you live, for instance, do you believe that you are prejudiced towards white people or not welcoming to anyone else?
Do you know what? I've lived my life in the countryside and I've never come across racism, and I've got a lot of friends of all ethnic backgrounds. Now, I'll give you an example. So a few years ago, in our beautiful little Welsh village called Llanfairfechan, and it's a fantastic, beautiful place, the local Nissa shop, or Spar as it was then, was taken over by Mr. Pasham, okay, an Indian guy. And he came in, and what a gentleman. And let me tell you, during COVID and during lockdown, that man was running around this village with packets for old people. And, at Christmas, when I went in there, he would give me a box of Thatchers just to thank me for giving him his customer. He's a lovely guy. Now, one of the guys that works there had gone away for a couple of weeks. He's an Indian as well. And he went away for a couple of weeks and he came back. And this is what he told my wife the other day. He said he'd been to London, and when he came back to work in the shop, everybody came into the shop and asked him where he'd been, that they'd missed him. So it's poppycock that these people are trying to call the countryside racism. Anybody that wants to come and work and fit in will fit in. Anybody that wants to come in and think that we're racist or racism happens will have it in their mindset. So it is a choice, for the individual, but the majority of people are welcoming. That's my perception of it.
Why laugh, Iman, at that?
Okay, so I appreciate your anecdotes about your shopkeeper and etc. I appreciate that story, but the reality is, with all due respect, firstly, you are not a black person, so you can't actually speak in terms of lived experiences. Let me finish, please. You can't actually speak on lived experiences of black people. So when you say there's no racism, well, that's from your perspective, with your lived experiences as a white man. What we can talk about is the many experiences of black and brown people that have actually moved into the countryside. The BBC actually did a whole really good article about a lovely man. His name was Jag Patel. He spoke about the fact that he moved into the countryside and just was so shocked at the amount of prejudice that he had to contend with. And this is why I speak about the lack of diversity, because what happens when you don't have many black and brown people in a particular area is that you end up leading with prejudicial views because you don't have a lived experience of a certain thing. So therefore you're assuming prejudice.
Yeah, but
what you're doing,
forgive me, but what?
So this is why
let me get a word in.
I'm not actually referring to this.
No, but I've got
families end up feeling as if they're dealing with abuse, more abuse than probably in metropolitan areas, and that is my point, sir. You don't have that lived experience. So consider other experiences of black and brown people. Please go ahead, Stephen. I do apologise. I just wanted to finish my point.
I know, but you're not
before you interrupted me.
But
You see, this is the exact same thing we keep saying on this channel. Racism is a mindset thing, and it's a thing of the mind. You hear people say, oh, based on lived experience and whatnot. The thing is, one person did something to you, and you're categorically judging to say everybody is the exact same way. How do you know everybody is thinking the exact same way? And why would you just conclude everybody is thinking the exact same way? Do you think if everybody categorically place you as a black person to be like this or be like that just because of one bad experience, do you think that is fair? But when you judge and categorically say all white people are racist or have racist intent, do you think it is fair to them just because of one experience and just because of someone experience? See, the thing what people don't understand is everybody's experience is different. Some people might just have a bad experience or bad day based on that, and some people will judge it because say, oh, that means everybody is like this or everybody is like that. It don't work like that. When are people gonna understand and realize that racism is an individualistic thing or is an individual thing, not a collective group of people? When are people gonna realize that?
You're not going to get very far if you don't allow.
You interrupted me.
Yes, but that is my job.
No,
yes, that is my job.
And my job is to make sure I say my piece. So we've both got a job today, Stephen.
Yeah, but the point is, what you did there is you brought up a case example of
just
someone...
just like this lovely
yes,
gentleman.
but you dismiss his case example. Say, this person
It's called a debate.
had a racist experience.
Can I please
but
get
his
back into
racist
this?
experience...
Stephen, what on earth are you talking
but
about?
That his
I
racist
offered a retort to this lovely gentleman's story
But that racist
about the
experience
shopkeeper.
may well be in the minority, actually, of what is going on.
Just like this, exactly. So I'm actually going to validate your point. It could be in the minority, just like this gentleman. He's actually talking as if he can speak on behalf of all of the countryside.
No, he's not.
And
No, he's not.
Yes,
No, he's
he's
not.
actually talking as... He just said it categorically.
No, he
Listen to the
didn't.
words.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He just said that there is no racism in the countryside.
Well, let's give him a chance to speak
He just
now.
said it.
Yeah, let's get...
Stephen,
Gareth,
you
come
need
back
to
at that.
listen. You need to listen.
Gareth, go on.
Gareth.
I really cannot believe what you've just said. You've got
Go
no
ahead,
idea
Gareth.
who I am, what I do. And let me just tell you, yeah, I have been under the cosh because you know what? I'm first language Welsh.
But you're not black. But I appreciate you.
Can I
Thank you.
finish,
not being
please?
black.
Can you give me an
Because we're talking
opportunity?
about racism in terms of racism towards black people.
Listen,
Are we?
the Welsh language
we are.
was oppressed for years and years and years. The Welsh language, when the children would go to school, they would put the Welsh knot around
colonialism will
their
do that.
throats. They would put a Welsh knot around their necks to stop them from speaking the Welsh language.
Colonialism.
We know what oppression is.
We're now
I
getting
know
there, Gareth.
people are standing
We're
there.
getting there now.
No. Listen
No,
to
we
me.
are. We are. I know it
open-hearted
hurts,
and
but
I'm
we are.
open-minded. I think you are closed. You are closed-minded, and you're looking for the negatives. And that's what
You made
the
it clear
problem.
you were very
That's
close-minded,
what
sir, because you
causes
led
the
with
problems.
sweeping statements.
That's what
I
causes
did
the
not.
problem and racism is when people speak like you and push that narrative.
What did I say
out
that was
there.
racist, sir? What did I say that was racist, sir? Please make it clear. Gareth, what did I say that was racist? You just said that people like me are the ones that are racist. Please make it clear. What is it that I said that was racist?
I didn't say. I said you're pushing the narrative.
No, you didn't say that, though, did you? You're now correcting yourself, Gareth. You didn't say that originally.
You're just picking.
Okay, never mind. You didn't say that originally, though, did you? You said that I was racist, and I gave you an opportunity to make that clear as to what it is that I said that was racist, and you have failed. So no problem. We can move on. I don't want to linger on this particular point.
Well, absolutely.
OK, well, we'll leave it there. Iman,
towards language and towards the people.
Sorry, Gareth, I can't hear you.
There is no racism.
I can't hear him. You just heard me, and I can't hear him. Please speak a bit louder for me, please.
No, we're
I can't
going to
hear you.
we'll call a halt to this because this is getting out of order.
Okay,
Iman, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gareth.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
And our
you.
apologies if you felt you didn't quite get enough of a say.
Of course not.
Another day, hopefully.
Another
Thank
day.
you very much.
Another time. Thanks, Anne.
Right. No, I did huffing and puffing in the background. But it's fun to... I tell you what we like to do on this channel is listen to other people and then try and absorb their
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave now because I'm not going to let you speak on behalf of the whole entire channel
please
because I've been
do leave.
doing.
Please
Yeah,
do
I'm
leave.
going to.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
worry
do.
about that.
We won't
It's a
stop
shame
you.
that it couldn't have finished a bit more
Isn't it?
cordial. It is, but it's clear where your alliances lie.
Oh, my
Thank you
dear.
very much, Anne and Stephen. That was great.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Well...
Pleasure.
You won't be back, I can tell you that.
I definitely won't be, Anne. Thank you for making it dead clear as to how I was feeling. I appreciate you.
Yeah, unfortunately, your mic is off. Right.
You see this? I'm not going to let you speak. I'm going to interrupt. And when you talk, I'm also going to talk over you. And if you say something that I don't agree with, then I'm going to label you racist or whatever. And if you dare call me racist as a black person, then you must prove to me why you think I, as a black person, am racist and whatnot. But you're also pointing the exact same finger to somebody. And when it's done to you exactly or done back at you, you get all offended and whatnot. Why is that? Why do people think? Of course, it's not even surprising because obviously there are people who are paid to promote racism and what other ideology. This is the problem. They don't listen to what people are saying. They don't want to listen to you. They just want to counter what you've got to say. Only listen to them and let them speak and let them air their opinion. And if you don't agree with them, you are racist. If you don't agree with their opinion, you are racist. Make it make sense. The fact that some people think racism is only by color is What does it even make sense? Some people think only white people can be racist and black people can't be racist. Is a crazy ideology which doesn't even make sense. And lots of people who have this mindset should really grow up, or they have some growing up to do. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of the stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.